A lot of people don't realize it, but one of the techniques that McGregor throws the most is this high roundhouse kick, and he has had some great success with it. Let's break it down. Now, this is a kick that McGregor is going to throw with his rear leg in a circular fashion. Being a southpaw fighter, it usually works best when his opponent is orthodox, which is most people, because most people are orthodox. Most people in the sport use the Thai-style version of the kick, which is really powerful, but easy to see coming if thrown by itself. McGregor uses the traditional karate taekwondo style of the kick, which is less powerful, but he can get away with just throwing it by itself because it has a lot less telegraph. Now, this fits into the larger game in two ways. One, pins the opponent's rear hand against their head. They're scared of the kick, much less likely to throw across with that hand. Two, McGregor uses this kick to herd his opponent to the right. That'll be important later on when we talk about his left hand. Now, if you rewatch the Diaz 2 fight, you will see that McGregor has a real good low kick. Now, this is a weapon we don't really see in McGregor's game until the Diaz 2 fight for two reasons. One, it was pretty specifically developed for Diaz because of the way that he stands. Two, both fighters need to have the same leg forward. For McGregor, that means that he needs to be facing a southpaw for the kick to be open. It's just more rare for a southpaw to meet another southpaw because most people are orthodox and not southpaw. Now, he may not have thrown it in a lot of different fights, but he hit it a lot in the Diaz 2 fight, and not just superficially. Look at the shin connection right on the thigh there. That hurts an awful lot no matter how tough you are. Now, what I would actually love to see from McGregor is if he could start kicking some calves like what happened to him in the Poirier fight. That would be a great addition to his game. And just a side note, this is another kick that moves the opponent to the right. Now, if you were to show up to karate or taekwondo as a brand spanking new white belt, odds are you might learn the snap kick on your first day. Now, this is a technique that McGregor almost exclusively throws with his back leg, and it's definitely worth noting this is not a push kick or a teep kick. This is a snap kick. It comes up from underneath, and McGregor stabs the ball of his foot right into the sternum of the opponent. Very painful. When it comes to the larger strategy I've been talking about, this is a technique that is going to back the opponent up towards the cage. Here you can see Mendez getting backed up. We can see him getting backed up again there, and here you see Eddie getting back. One thing I really like about McGregor's fighting style, he incorporates the side kick. Now, the side kick is another kick usually seen in traditional martial arts, and true to the name, the foot is turned to the side. The motion of the kick is blasting him straight back, kind of the path you would take if you were to kick a door down. Now, McGregor throws the kick at two different heights. One is the low one, and he uses his lead leg to attack the opponent's lead leg. It hyperextends the knee, and what's great about it is the side kick is McGregor's longest weapon, the lead leg is the closest target, making the kick very available. The second height he throws it at is to the body, the midsection, and he usually does this when the opponent reaches. Here you can see Holloway reach, kick to the midsection. Here you can see Seaver start to reach, kick to the midsection. How this kick fits into the larger strategy? Well, it pushes the opponent straight back. Next up, we have one of my favorite spinning attacks. This is the spinning side kick. This is a rear leg attack from McGregor, and what he's gonna do is add a spin onto a side kick. He's used them a lot at featherweight, and here's how this one works. One, McGregor is gonna look over his back shoulder. Two, he's gonna cock up his leg for a side kick. Three, he's gonna blast a side kick that's added the power of a spin into the opponent. Now, as part of the larger strategy that's at work here, when McGregor throws this, he usually backs his opponent up. All right, so we talked about the hook kick. Now we're going to talk about the spinning hook kick. And what the spinning hook kick is it adds the power of a spin to a hook kick. So here's how he does it. First thing McGregor's going to do is look over his back shoulder. That's going to generate a spin, and McGregor's going to channel the momentum of that spin into the hook kick. Now, McGregor throws this technique in two ways. The first way that he throws it is the way that they usually throw it in capoeira, which is where he puts his hand on the ground. The second way is the more traditional Taekwondo karate way, where the hand does not go on the ground. Now, even though McGregor hasn't done a huge amount of damage with this kick over the course of his career, no one's ever really punished him for throwing it either. It also fits into his larger strategy because it gets the opponent onto McGregor's right. Here you can actually see it again. Notice he throws the kick, gets the opponent on his right. That'll be important when we talk about his left-hand setups later on. And here's how this one works. McGregor starts off by firing some low side kicks to get his opponent worried about low side kicks. He's then gonna throw up a move that looks like a low side kick, but it's not. He uses it to get into the air so he can throw the real kick, which is a jumping roundhouse kick. Now, you may see fighters in the UFC throw these once in a while, but McGregor would throw them like all the time. And I've seen him use two different styles. The first way is he kind of throws like a knee. The second is that more traditional roundhouse sort of attack. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him throw this kick since he was at featherweight. Would love to see him get back to it. Also, worth noting, this moves the opponent back into the right. We'll discuss that later. So you want to know if you can learn martial arts at home? The answer is yes. Like anything, to be great at it, you have to do your homework. That's why I created Knights MMA during my time at Harvard University. It's made to give you the best study materials possible so you can do the best homework as possible. Use the interactive elements like drop-down menus, and you can hover over things to learn more in depth, forcing you to interact with the material, making you learn on a deeper level. If you want to make sure you're doing things right, you can pass in a video assessment of yourself where an expert martial artist is going to grade you on your form. And if you pass, your character levels up. You get characters in this. I did this to make it fun, make it fun to learn martial arts at home. The more points you get, the more you advance through a character ranking system. And the ultimate in this character ranking system is, of course, the Grand Master Knight. So if you want to start your journey into martial arts at home, check out the link in the description of this video.